If you were to go and watch a videotape of the national final round last year of Impromptu, I'd be willing to guess that there wouldn't be a single personal example in it. Okay. If you look at the final round of most tournaments, once you get beyond a novice division, you probably will not see personal examples. You could. It might be a rarity. Sometimes it is the perfect way to deal with something. Okay. But depending on what the quotation is. But most of the time, you're probably not going to have, at least in the college circuit, probably be able to do super well with in the long term. My suggestion to you is try to move beyond. Okay, I agree they can be interesting. Okay, and they can be fun and whatever like that. However, in the long term, you're probably going to do better by moving away from it. That's what I would suggest. Okay. The second type of example that I would suggest staying away from are things that are huge generalizations. Okay, things like trying to relate to shared experiences with the audience. We all had a first day of college, and we went into this first day, and we had all these classes to go to, and professors yelled at us and gave us syllabi, and we weren't sure exactly what we were doing. And at the end of the day, we looked back and we realized it was tough, but we made it through the first day, and we learned that we're really able to face college. Okay, we might have had that shared experience of college. We might not. Okay, I want something that you can prove. I want something that is there that you could reference in a book that ultimately helps lend credibility. Because ultimately, that's what Impromptu is about. Yes?
But say, for example, if there's a particular incident and you've experienced it, that, okay, take that quotation, for example, and say, for example, if you relate it to the Hurricane Katrina and you say that, you know, I had a personal experience where I lost someone really dear to me or something of that sort, like, you relate it to something that everyone knows happened and, like, with a personal example, do you think that would be okay?
I still think you're getting into heavy, some tough ground. You know, first of all, sometimes those things make me feel uncomfortable. Okay, as a judge, because now I have to rank your personal experiences as opposed to how well you're doing the event. Okay, because it becomes a thing where I suddenly feel guilty if I don't vote for you. Okay, if that makes sense. And I don't want to get into that particular predicament. You know, the one thing I want to move on beyond examples because we got a lot to talk about still. The one thing I would say to you is all of you have unique experiences. All of you are experts on things which are unique to you, okay? Some of you may not come from a typical US background. That's cool, okay? Use those things from, you know, if you're from another country, use them, okay? Because they are unique to you. The important thing is you're able to tell the story about those things and explain what those things are, okay? It still needs to be verifiable, okay? But you can be able to go off in a different direction, okay, and use things that are unique, okay. Let me give it a different example. Is that I am not a sports guy, okay. I can care less about sports, okay. I know the World Series exists, okay. That's about my limit to sports, okay. However, if you wanted to talk about you would have no idea whether or not I was a sports guy or not when you walked into the room, right? No one would have any idea. If you talked about the 1967 World Series, game number 3, some incident that happened in the 4th inning, cool, okay? Why not? I don't know anything about it, but sure, why not? Okay? Just as long as you tell me enough information. Okay, so we talked about examples. So the question is, how do you deal with this speech? Okay, so the very first thing that you will do, okay? So what we're going to talk about next, actually, is called structure, okay? Why is it important to structure a speech? Yeah.
Because judges sometimes tend to be anal about the way things used to be done.
Yes, judges, period, can be anal about the way things should be done. It doesn't matter the event. But why is that?
It also helps to hammer the points in. If you structure it, for example, surrounding 3 examples.
Okay. Okay, I agree with that. Other things? Other thoughts? Reason for a structure? Yeah. Oh, what were you going to say?
You were saying something,
To be more clear.
Okay. To be more clear, what were you going to say?
right? To tell the judge exactly what you're trying to bring out through your speech.
Yes. Okay. All of those things are true. You have a structure. Impromptu has a defined structure because I, as a judge, know what to expect. I have a general idea how the arguments are going to be made. Could you approach it in a different way? Do the rules specify that this is how you do it? No. Okay, the rules don't specify that. And could you go in a different way? Yeah. Okay, but you better have a reason to. Okay. What I would tell you is that in general you want to use this particular structure because it is the clearest way to be able to make an argument. Okay? It will help give you a formula for how to give a speech. So that way you know what to do, you know, whenever you're given a speech. Okay? In the beginning it's going to seem like a pain in the rear, but after you've given 10 of these speeches, it's going to become second nature, and you can move on and worry about some other things. So the very first thing that your structure will begin with is an AGD. Some of you may have heard this term already over the course of the day. What is an AGD? Yes? Attention getting device. It is an attention getting device. Okay, so an attention getting device in the case of impromptu is, anyone can take a guess? Yes?
An exciting example.
An exciting example. It is something, it is an example that is going to get the audience's attention, which is going to set up the rest of the speech later on. It should be something that is entertaining, that is fun, that is light, that is frothy. You know, that could conceivably be your thing if you're going to talk about pop culture in any way, shape, or form. That's that. You generally want it to keep it more entertaining. By the way, let me make a quick aside, humor is a good thing. If you guys are funny people, great for impromptu, because it makes things more entertaining. You know, I, as a judge, sometimes am a tired person who is cranky at the end of a long day. I want to be entertained. I want to have a good time. Okay? Sometimes if you're doing something else that's cool, you know, just saying, humor's good. Okay? You could also have an attention-getting device that goes the complete opposite direction. Talk about genocide in Darfur. Why not? That's going to grab my attention too, but just in a different way. But you want to get my attention. Right up there. After the attention-getting device in which you talk about something which should be talked about talked about the idea behind in the rest of the speech, what is the next thing that you are going to do? Anyone want to take a guess?
You start your introduction.
Well, well, you've already begun the introduction because you've already started talking.
List the other 3 examples, the other 2 you're going to talk about.
That's going to come a little bit later. Yeah.
Interpret your quotation.
That's going to come a little bit later.
State the quotation.
That's exactly right. Okay? Not just state the quotation, but read the quotation. I want you to physically pick up the piece of paper that says the quotation on it and read it. Okay? You don't want to waste your time, your valuable time, your crucial time during prep time memorizing a bunch of words that you're probably going to screw up once you get up here anyway. Okay? Physically pick up the piece of paper, read it. Okay? Because every word has meaning. Every word is important, and you want to physically do that. Did you have a question?
No.
Just stretching. Okay, cool. So you're going to read the quotation. Okay? What is the next thing after that? I heard someone say, yeah.
Agree or disagree with it?
You got something right before that step? I think you said it.
Interpret.
Interpret it.